Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Cynthia, and today I'm sharing with you this little fun project that I have. I'm creating some happy mail for a friend, and she's received it by now, so I know I can post this video. But I'm just now getting around doing the audio. But essentially, I saw this book. My husband got some vintage books for me, and when I saw this book, I knew I could make something special with it. It's pretty worn down enough that I wouldn't want like my own kids to play around with it, kind of thing. So I felt like repurposing it would be really wonderful. There's a few pages I kept for myself for other projects, but I did want to go ahead and create a little happy mail folder that can be kind of repurposed into a journal if the recipient wanted, or even like an ephemera holder, or it's very versatile. But for now, it's going to be temporarily anyway. It's going to be an ephemera holder for some happy mail. So as you can see, it's a little golden book, and you could really do this with any book. But I feel like those books they're small enough that it's a good size for some happy mail, and it just felt very perfect for the recipient. So I wanted to make something special for her. I always feel super inspired creating things for her, so this was just along the lines of that. So I have a piece of lace there that I think I want to be using to join the front and back covers, but of course, the lace is not quite enough, so I know I'm going to be having to join it as well from the inside. So I'll need to find another piece of fabric there to do that. So here I have another piece, a little trim, and I think I'm going to be using that because it's wide enough and yet still simple enough. I do, because it's so busy on the inside and on the outside, and I don't want to change the inside. I love the nostalgia that comes with the inside of these books, so I don't want to cover that. So I'm looking for items that don't feel like they're going to take away from that, and the simplicity of this fabric there really feels like the perfect match. Now it is a little bit too wide, so I am going to trim it a little bit more, and I'll go ahead and glue it down. I just used some wet glue there to do that. Some what is it called? Tacky glue. Oh my goodness, I haven't recorded in a while and it shows. If I had fabric tack on hand, I would use that, but let me tell you, if you are in Canada, you know the struggle. Fabric tack is so expensive right now. Since the pandemic, I feel like the price has gone up considerably, and it's very hard to find it as well. Like, you can find it in the stores, but on Amazon, there's not a lot of availability. And so for like a small bottle, it's almost $20. And that's a bottle that would last me, if I'm creating regularly, it's a bottle that lasts me maybe a month, and then it starts to get hard. And that's not good for my pocket, for the money wise. That's very expensive. So I'm just doing using other glues, and it works just as well, and I'm quite happy with the results here anyway. So sometimes, what everybody else is using, it doesn't mean you have to be using it if it doesn't work in your budget, or if you don't have the availability to find it. Just because it works for everyone else doesn't mean there's not something else that you can use instead of that will work just as good. I hope that made sense. So I'm just cutting off some extra um, little bits and pieces there. I can't think of the words apparently. And now I'm going to be using the lace that we saw earlier. I'm sorry if my voice sounds a little bit rough. It is very early in the morning, and I stopped drinking coffee a little while ago. And I find in the morning my voice is a little bit more raspy now that I no longer drink that warm drink to really go ahead and warm it up. It's just pressing that down. Just making sure I have enough glue, but not too much that it's seeping through so much through the lace. And another thing I like to do when I use glue like that is to wait until it's becoming really tacky before I press down the fabric. That helps with the seeping through. If the glue is not as wet, it's just a little bit better. So I'm just repurposing here. This was part of, I think it was when I was on Cassie's Patreon that I received that. And I can't remember what those are called. Like she would put together different pieces. And now this one is a little bit thicker, and I don't tend to use those types of fabrics, those types of papers in my journals. I find them a little too stiff. So I thought it would be really perfect to use that in a Happy Mail. And I am going to be covering it with some different printables. These prints are from Ruby and Pearl XO. I'll have everything listed down below, as I always do. And I'm just playing around as well with some envelopes. I don't want it to only be the two pockets, and when you open it, I want it to be kind of interactive and pleasant to play around with. So you'll see me just having a little bit of fun there and trying to figure out the best way to use all of this. So with that envelope here, I haven't removed that flap yet because I knew I wanted to create some sort of belly band. So that's what I'm doing here. And I'll remove the excess parts of the flap, but essentially I'm still using that flap to make it even sturdier than it would have been without. So just very carefully here using my X-Acto knife to remove the excess. I was just kind of making a small incision, not going all the way through, and then using my scissors where I can see the line to remove the excess there. So while I've been creating this, I've been trying to think of the different ways of like how I'm going to be closing it, if I want to have a closure, what kind of elements do I want to add on to that. And what I didn't know is I wanted to use, I wanted to make sure I can secure the envelope down onto the page, that it's not, if you open, like everything doesn't come flying out. So here's how I decided to do that. I'm using a little brad clip and a cute little flower there, fabric. And then I'm gonna put a little ribbon on one side, and I'm just gonna be able to wrap it around the flower so that it stays in place. It's another day. I started filling out the different compartments there, and I'll certainly add some more before sending it out. However, this was to give me a bit of an idea. What I did there for the belly band, I sewed at the bottom so that it would be very secure, and then I added some fabrics on the one side, and I attached those just by tying a knot with the like getting the little fabric or the little ribbon through the fabrics and then through the page, and tying that, because it's a sturdy fabric, then sorry a sturdy cardboard or like paper. I mean, it's a very, like, it's a cardstock paper, so it's much thicker, so I knew it would be secure. And then I also have some loose ends that are just going to be tucked into the folder at the back. So the last thing really there is to do, other than adding on a few more treasures, will be to attach the booklet itself into the journal cover. And what I'm going to do is use a very simple method. I'm sure you've seen many creators use that, but I'm just going to use a ribbon, and then I'll tie it with 2 holes and put the bow. And that's really all there is to this. I hope you enjoyed watching my process, and I hope it gave you some ideas on perhaps your next Happy Mail folder that you're going to be sending out. I hope you're all doing really well, and I thank you so much for being here with me. Hopefully we will chat again soon, but for now, I wish you a wonderful day, and we'll speak again soon. Bye now.